Good morning, you guys. It's me, your girl Deirdre with Define Your Ready. I want us to talk about, first of all, thumbs up and subscribe. I always forget to do that, and I want to make sure that you guys are able to get my uploads every morning. So, today I want to talk about how our mind functions just like Netflix. Come back and I'll tell you what I mean. Okay, you guys, our mind can function like Netflix? What in the world? You know, I have a Netflix account, and every month it's pulling in, it's taking into account what I've been watching, and it wants to recommend other shows, movies, based on what I've been giving my attention to, based on what I've been watching, right? And so it just pulls in all of these similar type movies and shows. Our mind does the same thing. When we focus a lot on the same thing, when we focus and give our attention to a lot of, let's just say, negativity, it starts to recognize, and the universe does, really, the universe and our mind starts to recognize that's what we want more of, and it brings more opportunity and makes more recommendations for us to experience that. It's interesting because I always say that word interesting. I noticed that now. What I have recognized, and what I used to recognize, that when I started off on the wrong path in the morning, where I just woke up in a negative mood and it just kept going. In fact, it got bigger, and I had more negativity. And at some point in the day, I might make a statement, this day just is not going right for me. I used to say that. And I did not realize I was calling more of that into my recommendations of what it is that I want. Now I have to, let's just go back to the Netflix analogy. I have to watch more good things, more happy, lighthearted things, more things that align to what it is I want in my life. I have to watch more good things if I'm going to watch anything on Netflix, just so I can slowly push out the other junk that I used to watch, right? The same holds true for our mind, our thoughts, the energy that we flow out. We have to be bringing in those recommendations, listening, seeing, hearing, speaking, those things more on what we really want to watch and experience. So I think about Netflix because, when I had some friends over and they stayed for a while, for a day or two, I noticed they were watching like scary movies and things like that. I can't do scary movies. I can't do horror movies. In fact, I don't want any of that. The fear that it generates for me and all that. I don't want any of that, because the universe doesn't know I'm watching a television show. It just knows what I am experiencing. So I don't watch that. So you should see me just trying to bring more other stuff so that I can watch. That's going to dilute, if you will, that's going to kind of overpower the previous searches, the previous things that were watched. But I got to do the same thing with my mind. And so you hear me say, how often are you, calling up a negative vibe? How often are you searching and watching a story that you've been telling yourself that is not a happy ending story? That is a story that's full of stress, a story that's full of anxiety, a story that's not going to serve you well. What's wonderful is that no matter who you are, you can change what you give your attention to. You can. Just like I can change what starts to come into my Netflix queue, if you will, I can change that by refocusing and reselecting those things that are going to elevate my energy, raise my vibration. The same thing that you can do with Netflix, you can do with your mind. Because when we first start thinking it, and then we've got emotion to it, and when we speak words to it, those three things is really combining to bring and call in a like emotion, a like similar outcome or experience or situation. And so we have to just be very, very thoughtful. And so some of the things that I do when I recognize that my mind is going to, as I call it, the left, or that's, you know, when I'm starting to go downward in my vibration, you know, I'm starting to really pay attention to how often I do that. For example, this morning, you know, I don't usually have conversations first thing in the morning, but I did. And so I found myself saying, but I'm going to just stay positive. I'm going to stay positive through it all. Because the old me would have said, girl, you know, that ain't nothing but a such and such and such. And all such and such. Ugh. Now when I even think like that, it's disgusting. It makes me feel... Now, mind you, I still go there. And I'm not perfect. And I will constantly be a work in progress with that. But at least I feel the discomfort in doing it so that I can do it less. And that's the key, the less. So, you know, the less times that those movies are selected in Netflix, and the more that I'm choosing shows and things that generate a better experience. I say gooder, a better experience. The more I'll get of that. So I just got to set my mind, my what I'm listening to, what I'm exposing my ears to, and what I'm speaking, because all of that is power. All of that is energy, and it will show up in what it is I manifest in the physical. So, what are you ordering up in your Netflix queue here? What are you focused on? And see if it's generating the right recommendations and experiences and manifestations. And if not, you can order up something new. But the key is to keep doing it, okay? That's the key for us all to practice and start to get better to the point where the only recommendations that are coming into our queue, the only thing that we're thinking about and giving energy and focus to are those things that are going to serve us well, and others too. Okay, you guys, if you are new to my channel, I hope this resonated with you. Please come back. I'd love to have you. If you are returning, thank you. I always appreciate your support. Place down in the comments, what is it that you want to start ordering up for yourself? You know, let's find out what that is. And then how do you stay connected so that it keeps coming and popping into your queue in here. Okay, you guys, take care, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.